What's up, tribe? Today we're going to talk about how we met and how the tribe came to be, how we started from one to now having seven.
Yes, the story is fun and it's a little interesting because we met while I was still in college and he wasn't in college at the time. And we met through a friend of a friend. So we met through my sister's boyfriend at the time, who's now her husband, and him and Marco were actually friends through a business that they were in together. And I actually was on break during the time, and they had a big business meeting where they can invite friends and family to, and I was invited by my sister's husband. Well, he
Your
wasn't
brother-in-law.
my brother-in-law.
Yeah, he's your brother.
He's my brother-in-law.
So you can say that. He's your brother.
I was invited by my brother-in-law. He wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, but now he is my brother-in-law. But I was invited by my brother-in-law, and he invited me out to this business gathering. And when I went to the gathering, I'm sorry.
This is what happened. She got invited to the gathering. He invited her to it. And what happened was he wasn't going to be at the next function that he needed to be at because he was away at school. So what he did was he said, "Hey, Marco, could you pick my girlfriend's sister up and take her to this meeting?" And I said, "Okay, I'll take her." And I think I've met her prior to that time, prior to picking her up and taking her to the meeting.
No, you didn't. You did.
Yeah, I met you. Yeah. So I was like, "That's okay, fine. I'll pick her up and all that." So I picked her up. Did I pick you up or did I just take you home? Which one was it?
No, you picked me up.
And I took you home.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So I picked her up. It's been over 15 years ago. I picked her up, took her there, and then took her home. So then we started obviously to talk and getting to know one another, and then we kind of went from there.
Well, he skipped a real big vital part.
Mhm.
The first time I actually went to a meeting, he didn't drive me. I actually got picked up by my brother-in-law. And so when I went to the first meeting, I saw him come out the door. And as soon as he came out the door, I said in my mind, I said, "That's my husband." I already knew that was my husband when I see him come out. He had a gray suit on. I can't remember the tie. I want to say it was like a red or pink tie he might have had on. But he came out and I said, "There goes my husband." He had so much posture. He's walking up straight. He looked very confident. I didn't know him from a can of paint. And I was like, "There goes my husband." And I was introduced to him by my brother-in-law. And we were introduced to each other. It wasn't in a romantic sense. It was just in a friendship sense of, "Hey, how you doing?" And then the next meeting, my brother-in-law couldn't pick me up. And then he asked for he called for Marco to come get me and pick me up. And then on the ride, we were talking about a lot of different things. I don't think we started talking about, we didn't discover our common love for basketball.
No.
Not
Actually,
that conversation.
Not that conversation. No, it wasn't that conversation. Was it? No, not in that conversation. I think we used to be a Celtics fan. I was a Lakers fan at the time.
Yes.
And
Because that was the truth.
Yeah. And then you were, we had a little, back. I don't know if it was back and forth. Sometimes you address people and nobody even know who you're addressing, but I mean, it might have been towards me. But that's how we got to know each other. But yeah. So that's how we got. So that's how we initially met, and then we started to just talk afterwards.
Yeah.
And we started to see that we had a lot of common.
And after every
interests.
I'm sorry to cut you off. After every business meeting, we would get together, and it would be like a little. Everybody would get together and have a little like dinner.
Yeah.
So we'd go out to eat and when we were going out to eat, we would be engaged in all kinds of conversations, talking about all kinds of things. Sometimes sports, sometimes business. And through those conversations, we got a little idea of who each other are, and it started to spark a little bit of an interest in that. And then one time, he started to pick me up for these meetings. Pick me up and drop me off. And one time when he was dropping me off, yes, I'm going to say it, he took me to a water fountain. This is a water fountain. And it was during the evening. So this is a water fountain. There's people. There's all kinds of couples there. The sun is setting. It's a beautiful scenery, and we sat there and we were talking, and we talked for hours at the water fountain. So I think that was the beginning of like, I think I really like this person.
Yeah.
I already knew who he was to me, but I think that was him showing a little bit of, I kind of like this person.
Yeah. See, at the time, I was consecrated unto the Lord, so I wasn't, I wasn't, my mind wasn't all the way there yet. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that's the time we really started to really gain interest for each other.
Yeah.
And really like started to talk, and then once we started hitting it off, I mean, we would be up for hours talking
Talking.
about, and that's how we came to start talking about children.
Yes.
Was through those late night
Conversations,
conversations about
yeah.
how many children we wanted to have, like
Yeah.
how many big families. And it's funny because when I think about it now, I never, we were talking about it, but it wasn't like we knew why we were interested in having a big family. I can't remember that conversation. I just remember us having a big conversation, vividly
yeah.
talking about having a big family
Yeah.
and having multiple children.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if we were talking about with each other per se. We were just having just casual conversation,
Yeah.
and that's how we even
Yeah.
started to think about it.
Absolutely.
I had my family is I have 5 sisters and a brother, so I come from a big family already. But it never dawned on me. I never thought like I wanted to have 7 children because my parents wanted to have 7 children. I guess this goes into like you kind of do what you see unconsciously. Yeah. So that's kind of like in my mind. I grew up with a big family. I loved growing up in a big family. So it's only natural that I would have that same desire to be able to do that.
So I have 2 older brothers and a twin sister, and we were very, very close. And my 2 older brothers left the house before I did, and I just remember coming home from college, and me and my sister, we went to 2 separate universities, and I just remember me coming home, and the house just feeling so lonely because they weren't there. And I was like, oh man, I love a full house. Or like you see a TV show, Full House. I genuinely love a full house, even if it's not everyone interacting 24/7. It doesn't have to be that, but just to hear footsteps and movement and conversation and little things going on here and there, just movement. I love to hear that. So I just knew in my heart, I want a big family. I want a big family because I want a full house. I want to hear people. I want to see people moving about and coming in and out and being around me. I just love how that feels. So for me, I always knew that I wanted a big family, just like he always knew he wanted a big family. And so that was something that we didn't have to like have a big conversation about, or it wasn't something that we just fell into.
Yeah.
So for some people, they just kind of like fall into having a big family. It's not planned, it's not something they even think about. But I think for both of us, that's something that we always thought about, is having a big family. And that's something we always wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, and then so, good. You can finish if you want. You want to say something?
No, that's all.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that. So then we ended up, obviously, we went through the dating process.
Yes.
We went through that process for about almost a year and a half.
A year and a half. Not long.
Year and a half.
long.
Yeah, and then we
It was a lot shorter. I'm sorry. It was a lot shorter than what I expected it to be. I didn't expect us to. I thought that he was going to be in the dating process way longer than what he was. Some of our friends, they were in the dating process because they started dating way before us. They were in the dating process a little longer. So I thought that he was going to be in the dating process a little longer, but he wasn't. It was about a year and a half.
Year and a half.
He proposed to me.
And then within a few months we got married.
In a few months we got married. Yeah, he proposed to me. I'm sorry.
No, what is that?
He proposed to me in May. We got married in July that year.
I was ready to go. I knew she was going to be my wife, so when the time came, the decision was already made, and God made it happen, and we did it. And that's when, so we got married, and then that's when we first had Michael.
Then came Teresa, then came Anna Lulu, then came Joseph, then came Laura Marie, then came Johanna, then came Leah Eladay. So it was a course of 10 years I was pregnant.
Yeah.
With 7 children, so literally nonstop. We knew we wanted a big family, so we was rocking and rolling. I honestly looked at it as the same concept of college. They say that if you stop college, you're not going to go back. So I thought of in my mind. I said, if I stop getting pregnant, I stop having these children, I may never probably go back. So we just kept it rocking and rolling and rolling and rocking all the way until number 7 popped up.
Now, if you want us to go into more detail about each year and the process the last 12 years that we've had basically been expecting,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments and we'll go into more detail. But in short, that's basically how we met, and we look forward to hearing from y'all in the comments.